Hey guys, so this is officially the first kind of real Halloween look that I have done this Halloween season, and I am really liking this. This was supposed to be a fairy look, but I didn't put my fairy ears on, and I feel like this is more of like an ice queen look. So I like it. I like how it came out. I think it's really, really fun. I will have everything listed down below, but I did not talk during this tutorial. I just focused on getting the look done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will have as much things as I can linked and listed down below. I did try to show everything that I put on just to make it easier for you guys and for me. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, let's just get into it. Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm just going to be doing a voiceover, so I hope you guys are okay with that. And as you just saw, I applied an oil. It's my Danessa Myricks oil, and I also went ahead and applied her hydrating primer as well. All of the items that I use in this tutorial will be listed and hopefully linked down below for your convenience. But I did that just because I felt like having a nice glowy base, and especially because I knew I was not going to be wearing this makeup look for a very long time. I figured, why not get some use out of those products that I've really been enjoying. Then I went ahead and topped it off with my Becca Skin Love Foundation. Really, for this part, put whatever base products you want. I don't think the base products really matter. I just wanted to use some base products that I've actually really been enjoying, and also some base products that are actually in my in my project pan. I've also been using this fluffier brush, which is actually supposed to be a blush brush, because of the videos that I saw from Danessa Myricks, and I've been enjoying the look thus far. I decided to not put concealer on because, once again, I just did not need it for this look. And I went ahead and set everything down with my Fenty Beauty powder. I did that because this is a really good powder to make sure that my foundation stays true to itself, and it doesn't really change colors or anything like that. And then I went ahead and set the rest of my base with the rest of my KVD vegan beauty powder, and that gives my base a little bit of color in the event that it's lost color because of other products that I have applied. I also did just go ahead and use my Wet n Wild brow product, which is my normal. Once again, go ahead and use whatever your normal powders and eyebrow products are. I only specifically used that Wet n Wild kit for the wax. I dug around to get enough wax, but you guys will be seeing in just a little bit that I used different shades for my actual brow colors because I thought it would be cool to have actual colored brows for this look. So now I'm going to start actually filling in my brows, and I'm going to be using my Whale Song Beat palette. I basically only use this palette for my brows and for my eyes. So if you have this palette, if you have some blues that are reminiscent to the shades that I use, I would say you're good to go, and you don't need to really go out looking for anything new to create this look. I began really just using that lighter shade, thinking that that was the only shade I wanted in my brows. Then I realized I wanted the tail of my brow to really deepen up. So you will see in just a little bit that I'm going to use a deeper shade to really deepen up the back half of my brow. And I think it creates a really nice ombre and just like deepener effect. And if my brows really were blue, I feel like that would be the way that I would actually want to fill them in. And I just did the exact same thing with my other brow. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut or sculpt out my brow, and I'm going to use my MAC paint pot. And once I put that down, I'm going to be setting it in just a little bit with my ABH Project Pan shade. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be setting that area with my ABH. I think the shade is in Golden, and that is in my Project Pan that I am currently working on. Now I'm just going to go ahead and prime with my Nomad Cosmetics primer. This isn't a primer, unfortunately, that you guys can get, but if you have a lighter, not white, but beigey shaded primer, go ahead and use that. Or if you want to use a skin tone primer, by all means, you can use that as well. I'm just taking my time really blending it out, and I always say take your time to really blend out your primer, because if you don't, you will see the effects in the actual eyeshadow look. Trust and believe, I've seen that multiple times in my previous looks. Now I'm going right back into that Menagerie Cosmetics Whale Song palette, and I'm just going to use a couple of the blues in this palette to really just deepen them out, and just really create the overall white queen, white cold queen, whatever look situation that I'm creating today. So the way that I decided to create this look, I really just did like, you put the real deep shade on the outer V, and the other shade that I'm using goes everywhere else. So I put it on my lid, I put it in my crease as a transition color everywhere. And I basically did the same two shadows on my lower lash line as well. I kind of like doing these types of looks when I want to be very, very simple. I think it allows for the darker shade to really blend out beautifully, but it also just makes the look very cohesive. Don't mind my eyes, I'm watching something while I was doing this tutorial. I tend to do that a lot, which is why some of my videos, I end up making Instagram videos, because I want to watch stuff while I'm doing stuff as well. So yeah. And now I'm just doing that lower lash line, which, like I said, I'm just using those exact same shades, putting the deeper one right against my lash line, and the other one is blending it out. Now we're going for inner corner, and I'm using one of my Clionadh stained glass shadows. I don't have very many. I only have the 6 from before I went on my no buy, but I'm enjoying them. I use them few times, and that's why honestly I haven't taken the time to actually buy any more, even though this is like my period that I'm allowing myself to buy stuff slowly. Now I'm using my Patrick Star black liner. I thought it would be really nice to really deepen out the right side of my eyes, or right around my eyes, when it came to this look, and I really think I like the direction that I did when it came to that. Now I'm actually searching for my blush shade. I'm going through my single blushes, or my single shadows actually, that I tend to use for blushes because they're so big. This one happens to be from Give Me Glow. Really enjoy this blush, and I think it really did what I wanted to, which is it brought some warmth, but it's also overall a cooler toned blush. In this look, I did not use a bronzer because I felt as though when I've seen Evil Queen, Witch, whatever, they've never had bronzer. They've really focused on the blush aspect because it's so cold where they live, and then of course the blue eyeshadow because they're cold. I went a little ham on the blush, but I mean, that's not unheard of for me. And then in just about a second, I'm going to pick up my highlighter, but I went ahead and just blended out the blush a little bit with my under eye setting powder brush. Now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my highlighter just to add to the tops of my cheekbones and everywhere that really light would hit when I move my head with this look. And we're just gonna add a nice glittery highlighter right on top of that, just to continue to really pick up the light, like I said, whenever I move my face. Once again, we're just going to blend it out with that brush. I just like to go back and forth, even when I'm going ham, you know, so that it kind of looks like I attempted to blend her out. Now we are spraying, and as you can see, your girl transformed. So on my lashes, I actually used one of my paint pots from Suva Beauty. I also put a lip liner from NYX around the outside of my lips, and then I topped it off with my Dose of Colors lip gloss. That's pretty much all I did, in addition to, of course, putting on my wig. I also will be talking about very, very soon the new transition situation. So yeah, that's about it. That's how I created this look. So really quickly, I just wanted to show you guys the option of if you actually put on white contacts. I got these contacts from TTDI Cosmetics, and I just wanted to show you guys the alternative if you actually put contacts in. I think this really amps up the look a lot, even though I wasn't able to get the full out white eye contacts. I think these are really, really cool. And yeah, back to the original.